What is going on, everybody? I'm back again with another video. There goes a train. And I'm in a neighborhood that I've been told to check out, what is called Midwood. It's Midwood, and it's heading towards the southern part of Brooklyn. So I've seen a couple of pictures of it, and it seems like it's pretty residential. They got a couple of Main Street. This is Avenue J. So I'm probably gonna walk towards Avenue J and walk towards some of the regular streets, because I think they got some beautiful houses out here. Like I say, it's my first time here, but that's the beauty about exploring. You go to some neighborhood you don't know and you check it out to see what's going on. So I'm gonna walk around and show you guys what's happening. So without further ado, join me. So I'm out here in Avenue J, so I'm gonna walk towards the other side where it's, instead of here first, because I want to see some of the regular streets. I noticed some beautiful houses, so I want to explore around there to see what's going on. So far, my first impression about the neighborhood, it's pretty clean and impeccable. Like I say, it's super residential. I think in the summertime it's even nicer when the leaves are out of the trees, but you can see an idea what I'm talking about. Nice streets right here. I think I'm gonna make it towards 19th Street, because I think there are some nicer houses over there, but even over here it's nice houses. Kind of give me some vibes of neighborhoods in Queens like Kew Gardens and Forest Hills. Kind of similar, but I guess this is the Brooklyn version, you know. That's a funny thing. Brooklyn has a lot of neighborhoods that resemble some neighborhoods in Queens, just like Bay Ridge. It looks a lot like Astoria, Queens. Well, let's see what's going on. This is 19th Street, and I gotta tell you, it feels like you're literally walking around the suburbs. This neighborhood literally borders with some parts of Flatbush, but I made a video there like 2 years ago, and some parts of Flatbush, it really had like that suburb feel, like Long Island or Connecticut, where beautiful houses, but I'll show you ahead of me. Look how beautiful the sidewalks are with the trees, and then we got some nice residential houses, townhouses. You know, this is probably like a little bit more higher range in terms of prices. But it's pretty nice to look at. Keeps going, you know, it's pretty nice. And it's a good thing that they're labeled by, you know, avenue by alphabet and then by numbers in order. This house is pretty nice here with the brick buildings, you know. So it's mostly like family houses. But I'm gonna make it towards the other avenue, Ocean Avenue, and walk back to Avenue J and walk where all the stores and restaurants are to see what are the vibes happening over there. But so far, pretty nice, residential and pretty quiet out here. So it's cool. Nicer houses over here too. It's crazy the size of some of these houses. Some are bigger than the other one. Then Avenue I or Avenue L should be ahead of me. But I'm gonna make a right, then another right, and it should be Ocean Avenue. But it's a main avenue that goes all the way down south of Brooklyn. Then it seems like Ocean Avenue transformed into residential apartment buildings instead of houses. So that's one thing that's pretty cool about New York City. Like some blocks, they could be different from another block. Here I'm making it towards Ocean Avenue. So I'm gonna make my right over here, and here you see tall residential buildings. So you see it's different from 19th Street that I was walking. See, that was full of beautiful houses, and then over here it's just all apartment complex, old buildings. But I'm pretty sure they're pretty nice and well maintained. So the only thing is not really like a crowded neighborhood. Not sure if in the summertime it's a different vibe over here. But I guess also because they got like, you know, residential houses, so a lot of people, they have cars and they could drive around here. But this area is served by the Q train down here, so it has a couple of stops around the neighborhood. Then this keeps going all the way towards Bedford Avenue. So, you know, it's a pretty big neighborhood, Midwood. Like I said, it's my first time over here. And a couple of my viewers recommend me to come check out this neighborhood, so I'm here. But now I'm gonna make it back to Avenue J and start walking towards where the stores are, probably the business district. And then I think I'll probably make it towards Coney Island Avenue, that it passes over there, and there should be also like more business and a busy street happening over there. So you can see the avenue keeps going. It's mostly apartments, also like offices like medical office or attorney office. But then we are back again in Avenue J, so let's walk it towards the other side where they got all the shops. So over here, the subway train passes above ground, and after this overpassage is where all the stores and restaurants should be. So let's see what type of action is happening over here. So this is probably the shopping or restaurant district, like they got in many other neighborhoods in New York City. And I guess it's what everything is happening. So far, what I noticed, tons of delis. There's a deli right here in the corner. And the streets are labeled by numbers and order. So this area is actually different from where I was walking. It seems like this side transformed. It's mostly like apartment complex. Also like the demographic, it changes over here in this part. We gotta keep on going ahead and see what's going on. They got more business across the street. Oh, they got a Turkish restaurant, Istanbul Kebab House. And then I see a little market out here with fruits and vegetables. This is pretty nice. Like I say, you really don't need to go to big chain supermarkets in New York City because they got all these mini markets out here. So far, it seems like it's kind of like an underrated neighborhood because I don't see like really much people cover this area, but you know, you'll take forever to discover all the neighborhoods in New York City. Here's like a local bakery, ice cream salads. It's a little bit cold for ice cream, but still, I wouldn't be surprised seeing anybody having ice cream. Oh, look at this, they got muffins out here. This is cool. Wow, they look fresh too. And they got like kosher joints, even some spots with Arabic signs. So nice, and it keeps going. I like how the sidewalks are. Compared to other parts of Brooklyn, I can see it's pretty active neighborhood. This must be like a fish market. Fresh fish they sell out here. Couple of joints. Even got a taco food truck right here. No matter what type of neighborhood you go in New York, you'll find taco trucks or other types of food, even if it catered to one specific demographic. So what I like about New York City is that there is not really much division or isolation, you know, compared to other cities in the United States. Even if a neighborhood is kind of like gentrified or catered, you still see diversity in people from all over, you know. This is the most diverse place in the whole world. Right ahead of me is Coney Island Avenue, so I'm gonna make a left. This is Coney Island Avenue, so I'm gonna walk here, probably towards Avenue K and make a detour in some of the streets, because I think there are some local parks next to the train, to the subway line. So this is Coney Island Avenue right here. Kind of reminds me of Hillside Avenue in Jamaica, Queens. A little similar to that. I gotta tell you, the vibes really changes when it's cloudy and there's no leaves in the tree. What I'm noticing, even though it's a chill neighborhood and chill streets, tons of stores, tons of restaurants out here to check out, you know, so it seems like it's a bookstore. Nice. I think it caters mostly to the Jewish community right here. And they got more across the street too. Now I made it to Avenue K. I think I'm gonna walk towards 17th Street. There should be like a local park or a field around there, and I want to see how it looks like. Then meanwhile, this is what this street looks like. It's just all brick buildings, you know, apartment complex. Resembles a little bit some streets in Astoria, Queens. So it's crazy when you go some parts, even the entrance is beautiful. You know, some parts is brick apartment buildings, and other parts is just townhouses. But it's a nice neighborhood. And then the sidewalk is pretty wide and impeccable, so, you know, really cool. Made a little detour here because I see some houses that kind of resembles those houses around Europe, like the Netherlands and stuff like that. It has like a triangle architecture, but I don't know, it's just different than the other houses that I've seen around here in the States. For example, you got these houses here that are pretty nice. See the triangle? Just different than the other ones I'm used to seeing, but then look at the ones across the street. Yeah, pretty lovely. It has that, and you know, there's a couple of them around here, so it's pretty cool. Now back to Avenue K to check out some of the local parks around here in this neighborhood. Gotta tell you, I love architecture in neighborhoods like this. The apartments, you know, they all look similar, but they're pretty nice to look at. And you got the neighborhood, and then the subway train literally passes over here. One train just passed, but I missed it. I don't know, there's another one that might come here. The B train and the Q train. And then you just got residential area and streets like this. And then once it passes over passage of the subway line, is where the neighborhood transforms into more residential, like houses and stuff. Like over here is just literally all apartments. Here goes the subway line. See how it passes on top? It's pretty interesting. Really cool. And once it passes over passage, it feels like I'm entering the suburbs. like another world. Let's see, we are in the underpassage and now look, just houses. Beautiful houses here. That makes you feel like if you're in Jersey or Westchester County or Long Island. You know, here is supposedly like the local park, one of the local parks I wanted to check out. But it seems like it's like a field. Or they got a track running field, so that's cool. So I'm sure in the summer and the fall season, it must be gorgeous over here. When the leaves, they change their colors. So, you know, it's pretty nice. And you see, I mean, the trees have no leaves, but you can see the houses. Looks like some parts of Bay Ridge. This area is called Midwood Field, where I had. So they got like a tennis court. But of course, because of the rain and the cold, nothing is happening. Then they got like a football field over there and the track running, which is really cool. There should be a playground over this side. Then across the field is just houses, you know, residential houses. They're actually pretty big as they go all the way in the back, so I'm gonna assume family houses. And I'm not sure there's like a school over there and then the field. Kind of like a semi-stadium. It has chairs for people to sit down and enjoy, you know, any event that happens around here when the weather gets nice. And here they got a local playground. Nobody playing right now, but then in the center they got restrooms. I think in the winter the bathrooms they be closing at 4 o'clock. Then in the summertime they extend it, you know, to later hours. But yeah, so I'm here in the local playground. Just a few people around, you know. So far I'm gonna make it towards 19th Street and then Avenue M. That's like another main street here that has probably a lot of business going on. So, you know, we're gonna walk around there and check out what's going on. I think this side of 19th Street is different from the other side where I started. It's just mostly apartments, but we're gonna check it out. See, it snowed a little bit earlier today, just a little bit, but it's not like intense. It's not like extremely cold like other days, so it's manageable. Then ahead of me should be 19th Street. And this is 19th Street, and it's like you enter, whoa, even here you hear noise. It's like you enter another world right here, different from where I started. Just mostly apartment complex. Like I say, it resembles a lot like Forest Hills. So it's really cool. And they do a good job to maintain, you know, the streets are pretty nice. So it's like every street that you walk around Midwood is different from another one. Like I say, Brooklyn is pretty big, like a lot of diversity happening in this borough, just like Queens and other parts. Like it could take you forever to explore every single neighborhood in Brooklyn, New York. And also it's like a working neighborhood, you know. Nobody bothers nobody as long as you just mind your business, you know, and do what you gotta do. Everybody is to themselves, you know, and that's the beauty about New York City. It seems like they got a modern building right here. This one seems like it's a little bit newer. This is kind of a little strange. Let me see the entrance. Oh wow, they got like a house here with a garage and everything. Or is it like a medical, or is it actually a medical office? That's strange. And then a 360 view of this street over here. Really cool, right? Then this side seems to be a little bit more quiet than the other avenue that I was walking by. Well, let's see what's going on. I see Avenue M ahead of me. So this over here is Avenue M. Looks a little bit like the other avenue, you know, but not really much people out here. Mostly, you know, like coffee shops, a couple of chill business, barber shops, and pretty much what you'll get in many other neighborhoods of New York. Made a little detour to show you this street over here. Kind of has like a Flatiron District vibe to it. Here, you see this? Well, it reminds me a bit of Hunts Point in the Bronx. Like, it got the buildings like thin like this, you know, and like a couple of streets that collide with one street. So it's pretty cool. This is what it looks like. I think it's mostly kosher joint, but I even see like a Mexican joint right here, deli grocery. So it's crazy how you see like the Mexican joints mixed together, you know, in different types of neighborhood. But not really much people out here in the streets, you know. It's been happening a lot lately in New York, especially with what's going on. And then the subway train is ahead of me, the Q train. But I think I'm gonna push it to a couple more blocks ahead of me. So I think another neighborhood that borders with this one is Borough Park. I've never been there. But then you got the elevated subway train over here. So even though the neighborhood is nice, I still feel like, in my opinion, it's kind of plain I think I prefer neighborhoods like Flushing, Queens, and Jackson Heights. There's like more action going on, more to see. But this is not too bad, you know. And it's not too far from the city with the subway train line. Then I made a detour to one of the regular streets. And I can say as nice as the neighborhood is, it's just most of the streets are pretty similar, you know, it's just houses with trees, you know, apartment complex. You know, so pretty good to look at, you know. Just because a couple of people told me to check it out, so I came here. And so far it's pretty nice, but there's tons of other neighborhoods that I want to explore in the city. Like here, this type of architecture you get in many other neighborhoods around Brooklyn and even Queens. So this is like 2-story houses or townhouse. And this is the other side, you know, another angle. Seems like it's 2 and 1, like they're divided by half. And it goes all the way back, so I'm not sure they got different rooms or different apartments inside the building. But it looks pretty cool. And the block ahead of me is nicer because I see houses, I see like more trees, even though they don't got the leaves, but it seems like it's a little bit better. Than I think ahead of me should be the main avenue with the subway train line. And this is the other street with the oak trees. You know, they're pretty tall. I can't wait for the spring to come here. As much as I'm good with the cold weather, this year is being strong. Like I couldn't handle it pretty well. Not sure because I'm getting older or I've been here, you know, more years, and then you feel it. You feel it like stronger the cold. But I'm so ready for the weather to warm up, you know. When it warms up, I'm gonna be out and about in the streets filming a lot of stuff. So yeah, we got more houses over here. Similar concept, like it's 2 and 1. So I'm not sure if they're like family houses. But it proves that you can find all types of houses out in New York City. I think I've seen already enough of this neighborhood of Midwood out here in Brooklyn. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there. Everybody, God bless y'all. And peace.